audience, every night the fans would go, ah, like this. And they would particularly do it during Bad Romance, and they would do the choreography with me. And then it sort of was interesting because they would do it the whole show. And I just started saying, oh, you little monsters on stage. And then it just sort of stuck.
And you're really Mama beautiful. Monster, Mother Monster.
I am Mother.
You know what I love? There's not many stars who feed their fans when they're queuing, which is what you do. I mean, what do your bodyguards say when you go off into the crowd with food and water?
We argue a lot.
I bet you do.
We do, because I get very upset. I mean, just yesterday I was leaving the hotel in Germany and there were so many fans and it was so sweet. They were all trying to get into the car and it breaks my heart.
Did you give them a lift?
My heart, yeah.
Come on, all
stick out your thumb. I just felt so bad because I wish I could always stay and sign every autograph and hug every single one of you, and it breaks my heart when I can't because I have to be on time for television or can't be late for that interview. But I promise that I will always try my very best to wrap my arms around you when I meet you.
You have 10 million followers on Twitter.
Almost 11.
11 million followers. You're officially the most followed person now in the world. I mean, how does that feel? Do you feel you have a responsibility to them?
I believe that if you have revolutionary potential, you then have a moral obligation to make the world a better place.
Quite right, yeah.
So I would say, yes, I feel a tremendous responsibility, but it's not necessarily related to what other people may see as a positive role model. It is my interpretation of what it means to be a modern role model in our society today, and to push the boundaries of love and acceptance and equality, and make the pop industry bleed a little bit and remind it that it's human.
Yeah, cool. You know, one of the things I love about you, you're always so positive. Always positive. It's
so funny because it could be so easy to get to this space now and just start freaking out. But, you know, my dad is sort of like, you're running the marathon, you don't stop for water now. You know, you just got to keep going. So I'm in the race for the long haul.
So when do you rest? I mean, you've flown in from Cologne. You've rehearsed all afternoon.
Yes.
And then you're flying to Rome. So when are you going to go and find some time for yourself today? You're not, are you?
It's actually quite nice. I have a electrical USB in the back of my phone. And they just
plug it in. Right, we're plugging Gaga in for 10 minutes. There you go. There, look. It's killing now. I've got the control, hang on.
And now I'm back, and I had a lovely nap just now.
Can I come to Rome with you, Gaga? Do you need somebody to tidy up, carry a teacup?
You are not allowed to carry anything. You are Paul O'Grady.
For you, sweetheart, I'll carry you. No.
I'm so excited. I'm just having a wonderful time. I feel so free today. I just want to do anything.
Gaga, you do what you like, love.
I'll do what
you like. Yeah. Help yourself. Look at me as a Fisher-Price playing lane centre. Twiddle all the knobs and dials you can get hold of. For the picture don't get any better. Listen, stay with us, because Gaga's coming up after the break. I'm going to be chatting more with this icon. I'm finding out about her childhood. Plus, she's going to be performing the brilliant single, Edge of Glory. So don't go anywhere. See you after the break. Thank you. Welcome back to the Lady Gaga special. Coming up, she's had a quick change of costume, and the lady herself will be performing her wonderful single, Edge of Glory. But before that, with no further ado, please give it up for the global superstar herself, Lady Gaga. Let's hear you. Fabulous. You look wonderful.
Thank you
very
so
chic, very French.
Thank you very much.
With the beret.
Little bit English.
It is a slightly, but the beret gives it a sort of French, you know, like down the Champs-Élysées.
Thank you.
Can I ask you about your childhood? Because you're an enigma. We don't know anything about your childhood.
Really?
No, not at all. What was your childhood like?
Well, I grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in Manhattan in the city. I lived on the West Side until I turned 18 years old, and I decided to leave college and go out and pursue my dreams. And I told my parents that I didn't want any help or any money or anything. I just wanted to do it on my own. So I got like 3 jobs, and I just wrote music every single day, and I fought tooth and nail for just one person to believe in me, and here we are.
You've worked so hard. You're a hard worker.
Thank you.
Were your mother and father always very supportive?
They were supportive in waves.
Yeah. Would they have preferred that you got what they probably thought was a sensible job?
Well, I think at the beginning, perhaps, but I think more importantly, my parents realized I was not a sensible person.
Yes. Yeah.
So they really sort of just allowed me to be myself, and it's interesting how over the years things have changed, because in the beginning it was quite difficult for my dad to, he was sort of like...
A bit like my parents, Gaga.
Yeah, well, but you know,
Yeah.
you are who you are,
Exactly.
and I was born this way, and eventually...
And how was school? What were you like? Were you a loner at school, or were you one of the crowd?
I wasn't one of the crowd. I wasn't a loner. I had a couple, like, really close friends, and I was sort of a floater, you know. I knew lots of different people, but I was never really one of the popular girls,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily think I wanted to be, but it's really difficult when you're in school to get bullied. And
Yeah. But you've spoken out, haven't you, about bullying?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, of
yeah.
course. And I speak about it every night at the show, and
Yeah.
it's a tremendous part of Born This Way. But in another way, you know, the album is about not focusing on that negativity and
Yeah.
rising above it, and don't isolate yourself or take yourself out of the universe because you feel like you are disenfranchised. Just realize that we've all got problems, and if we stick together, we'll get through it.
And what would you say to these bullies today, you know, if you saw them? Do you ever see them, any of this stuff?
Yes. I say hello.
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Don't you feel like hell-bent on revenge sometimes?
No. You know, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
And revenge is silly.
Yeah.
Only fools need to say the last word.
Yeah, you're quite right. What advice would you give to children, well, to anyone who's bullied?
What advice would I give you?
Yeah.
Well, know that the problem is not inside of you. Know that it is an insecurity inside of the person who's bullying you. And know that that uniqueness and that specialness that you bear will someday burst out of you in the most beautiful and electrifying form. So don't be afraid.
It's lovely, isn't it? It is. Have you always been so focused and so true to yourself?
Well, no.
No.
I was very afraid in the beginning. Not in the beginning of my career, but like in high school, I didn't feel like I knew what to do to become myself.
Yeah.
Whether it was that I didn't have the right references yet, or know the right music, or seen the right fashion, or met the right people. I felt very trapped. I felt like I was living in a universe that I didn't belong in, and it was